In the quiet town of Harrisville, Rhode Island, there stands a house that has become one of the most infamous locations in paranormal history. The Conjuring House, once home to the Perron family, is known for its terrifying hauntings and the demonic presence that tormented its inhabitants. But what started as a peaceful home soon turned into a nightmare that would change the lives of the Perron family forever. This is the chilling tale of the Conjuring House, where the forces of darkness seem to have taken control. Welcome to the real-life story behind the movie you've seen, the haunting that inspired the paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren. In 1971, the Perron family, consisting of parents Roger and Carolyn and their 5 daughters, moved into a beautiful farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island. The house, built in the 1700s, was picturesque and full of potential, but something was off. Soon after moving in, strange things began to happen. At first it was small things, unexplained noises, doors that opened by themselves, and a constant feeling of being watched. But as time went on, these disturbances became more violent and sinister, leading the Perrons to realize that their dream home was far from ordinary. What started as an unsettling atmosphere soon turned into something far worse. The family began experiencing inexplicable phenomena: the smell of rotting flesh, strange noises in the walls, and terrifying physical attacks that no one could explain. What they didn't know was that the house was built on land that had a long, dark history, and the spirits that haunted it were not of this world. As the days passed, the supernatural activity in the house escalated. Carolyn Perron, the mother, became the primary target of the dark forces within the house. She was often physically pulled from her bed, and strange scratches would appear on her body. She began experiencing strange visions and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread that permeated the house. But it wasn't just Carolyn. The children were also tormented. The youngest daughter, April, would often speak to an unseen entity that she called the man in the basement. This spirit would often appear to the children, standing in the corners of their rooms or whispering to them at night. The family was convinced that they weren't alone in the house, and what haunted them was no ordinary ghost. It was something far more sinister. The activity continued to worsen, with objects moving on their own, loud banging noises in the middle of the night, and violent encounters. The Perrons knew they needed help, and that's when they reached out to the famous paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, to investigate the haunting. Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned for their work with paranormal phenomena, arrived at the Conjuring House in 1973. What they found was nothing short of terrifying. Lorraine, a clairvoyant, immediately sensed the powerful presence of a malevolent spirit in the house. She described it as a demonic entity, one that had been terrorizing the Perron family for months. The Warrens quickly discovered that the house had been the site of dark rituals and tragedies throughout its history, including the death of several former owners. During their investigation, the Warrens documented several disturbing events. Lorraine experienced extreme physical discomfort while in the basement, where a particularly dark energy seemed to emanate. They captured eerie sounds on tape and felt cold drafts and violent movements in the house. One of the most chilling moments was when Carolyn Perron was violently thrown across the room in front of the Warrens, confirming that the family was being attacked by something much darker than a typical ghost. The Warrens believed that the house was haunted by a demonic spirit, one that had been awakened by the tragic events that had occurred there over the centuries. It was later revealed that the property had a history of witchcraft and ritualistic sacrifices, including the story of a woman named Bathsheba Sherman, who had once lived on the property and was rumored to be involved in witchcraft. It is believed that her spirit, full of hatred and resentment, cursed the land and all those who would live there. The Warrens conducted several exorcism rituals in the house to try and rid it of the dark forces. but the entity's grip on the Perron family was strong. While the family eventually moved out in 1980, the house's terrifying legacy has lived on. The stories of the haunting were later told in the Conjuring film series, though the real events were even more chilling than what appeared on screen. The Conjuring House remains one of the most famous haunted locations in the world, drawing paranormal investigators and curious visitors alike. But the question still remains, are the spirits of the Perron family's tormentors truly gone, or do they still linger in the shadows, waiting for the next family to call the Conjuring House home? What do you think? Are the ghosts of the Conjuring House still tormenting those who visit, or is it all just the result of a tragic past? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you enjoyed this true paranormal tale, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more spine-tingling stories from the world's most haunted places. And remember, some houses hold more than just memories. Sometimes they hold the restless spirits of the past. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.